that time period's pretty heavy duty. You might have a bit of a crisis going on then. You got to watch out for what I call heavy duty weirdness. And by that I mean it's stuff that comes out of the blue that you had nothing to do with that makes you go OMG WTF. Okay? Watch that. It's kind of a weird time. Um, you could have some opportunities that come out of the blue, but you might have some really weird stuff that comes out of the blue. Your energy levels also look like they're going to start to sag once we hit about the middle part of September, and you could be feeling like you're dragging all the way through, please do not hate me, mid to late January. During that time period, you could have some issues with anxiety. You could be what-ifing yourself more than you normally would be. You could have some fears that come out of the closet. You have to watch out for deception. Keep yourself clear, okay? Keep your own nose clean so you don't get accused of anything. But watch out for people trying to pull one over on you. Realize that you might be a little bit more uptight or maybe a bit more subject to anxiety attacks. And you may be a little bit more sensitive to alcohol, drugs, medication, all of that. Also during that time, you might be partying a little bit more, but your judgment won't be as good as it should be. You might actually fall into like a bit of a depression, I'd want to say during October, and then again possibly November, excuse me, about mid-December through mid-January. I'd want to say if you feel like you're actually falling into the abyss, by all means, see a therapist, take some medication, do what you need to do. You had some of this going on earlier this year, like January, February. You know, it's coming back around again, and I think once we kind of start to slide into February, you are probably going to be pretty much done with this. So, but it's just, you know, it's kind of a funky time. And if you have important decisions to make, like mid-September through mid-January, by all means listen to what other people have to say and ask somebody with a different birthday. They may be seeing some things more clearly than you are. If people are saying, Earth to Justin, please come in, you pay attention because you could be a little bit spaced out. Travel's very good for you, I'd want to say, over about the next week to 10 days. Even if you don't travel, you may be kicking back a little bit. But again, watch your money. There could be some financial concerns. Your luck is going to be excellent during November. I do not encourage gambling, but you might want to buy a scratch-off or two just to see what happens. The universe is going to be with you a little bit more. Very good for contracts, very good for negotiations, especially the 9th through the 30th of November. This energy will come back around again from about the 16th of November going through about the 11th of March. Now you want to be very careful about signing on the dotted line, so to speak, from September 10th through October 10th. We have what's called a Mercury retrograde then. With a Mercury retrograde, if you commit to something, it usually does not go as planned. It either gets all foobarred and or leaves you going, okay, what the hell was I thinking? So, and especially kind of notice that if you're signing groups then, that there may be something that gets messed up, okay, whether they cancel part of their tour, whatever. The other thing, because you probably do work with contracts, is you might want to be a little bit more aware of what's called a moon void of course time. Moon void of course happens every couple of days, and basically what happens is the moon changes signs. It goes into the new sign, it makes aspects to the sun and all the happy planets, and then it rests before it changes signs again. So when it's resting, we call it moon void of course. And moon void of course, usually people are really spacey during a moon void of course. They don't know what they want. You know, when you go out to eat, nobody's going to know what they want. And a lot of times if you commit to something during a moon void of course, nothing happens. For instance, it's one of those times where you take your car to get fixed. You go and you pick it up and it's not fixed. Okay, or they claim they fixed it and it's not fixed. For women, it's when we buy the shoes we end up not wearing. It's when your friends say, let's have brunch on Sunday, and you're like, yeah, and then all the plans fall apart. That's all moon void of course stuff. So if you know when it's happening, you know when to kind of back away from making commitments. Okay, and I'll give you this sheet. It's a little tricky, but it's one of the more important things you can learn. This is my big sheet of when not to do things, because it's very important that you know when not to. So this is all in Eastern time. It is corrected for daylight savings. The top is the Mercury retrogrades, when you really got to watch out for miscommunication and being kind of careful of long-term commitments. And the bottom is the moon void of course time. A retrograde is good for redoing things, like let's say you were signing somebody who'd already been there before, or that you'd already done the connections with.
What about new job prospects and
Not so good. I've
That's-
done that. The job can look good, and it can end up being, like I said,
okay?
the third
Because
ring
that's
of
something
hell.
that I'm kind of
Okay.
interested in. So if you have any
Yeah.
advice or recommendations, is that I'm looking
Okay.
actively to move away from what I do into something different. So
Okay, are you looking to stay in the area?
in the area, potentially, but
See what
not
happens.
in the same industry necessarily.
Yeah, it gets tiring. Even if it's glamorous, it's tiring. So this first column is when it starts, the second is when it's ending, and if you're looking to do a job change, you want to be careful about sending out resumes or doing interviews during a moon void, of course, or nothing comes of it. Okay? And you want to be very careful about saying yes. I had my daughter go, "Oh, I got a job," and I'm like, "Great," and then I looked at and I went, "Oh, not so great," and it lasted about a week. So, for instance, tomorrow is the 8th. We have one that starts at 11:46 p.m. tonight. It goes through like 12:40 a.m., so it's no biggie. On the 12th, we have one that starts at like 12:44 p.m., and it goes through 3:52 p.m. So that afternoon is spacious. It's always a start, an end, a start, an end. And if you pay attention, it will save you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of aggravation. So, but it's one of the more important things. I watch this like a hawk.
And this, you said it's on Eastern Standard.
It's in Eastern time, so you got to do a correction, but it is corrected for daylight savings. So there you go. That's not bad. I'd want to say again, probably your best time for a job change would be, are you working on something now?
I am, yes.
Okay. Either now, could be kind of heavy duty. Otherwise, November would be good. That's not bad. You may be dealing with your family a little bit more as we go fall into winter, but that looks okay. Even though you may gotta watch out for partying too much, maybe some depression. Socially, mid-September through about the end of January looks very good. Your head could be a little bit in the clouds romantically, so bear that in mind. So yeah, I could see if you're working on something now, it could be kind of heavy duty. The other times where I'd say you've got some good job potentials coming up would be, again, this month, about the 17th through about the 24th. Very, very auspicious. Otherwise, like I said, we're probably looking at November. So, it will happen. Just be sure. Everything other than that, not bad. We talked about that. I'm seeing you getting more attention mid-December through mid-January, so that's good. You've got really, really dynamite job luck about a year from now, August of 2016. See where you're at and see what gets offered to you at that point in time. Doesn't really look too bad. So let's see what else is here. Okay. There's also a big focus on family matters. In November, you may be dealing with your family a little bit more, but it looks like it's all going to be good. A lot of learning, though. A lot of learning, I'd say, during October going into late November. Now, you may be a little bit frustrated in November, especially from about the 17th of November through about the 10th of December. It's one of these times you could feel like there's just too much to do and like it's all work, no playing, no fun. The work you do is going to pay off. It's just kind of frustrating. You can learn a lot then, but your frustration levels are going to be high, and so is the responsibility. There's a lot of maturity coming into play as we go into the new year. This is going to start about the 26th of December and go through about the 11th of January. You may be feeling a little bit older than you really are, and you could feel a bit like a hermit. You're going to really be doing that long-range view of yourself and your life and where you're going and what you're doing. This energy repeats next year from about the 14th of June going through about the 16th of July. So, do any of those hit? No. Actually, I'd want to say, is this a job where you'd be doing a lot of communication?
Potentially, yes.
Would it start up about the middle of September?
Sooner rather than later, hopefully. So I just submitted some resume earlier this week. So
Because you got like a fresh burst of energy that comes in mid-September. That could be good. There's some new learning. There's some new illumination going on there, which could be pretty darn good. Do you have any family that lives out of state?
no one particularly close.
Okay. As you may have a little upset going on with your family also from like maybe the 10th through the 16th of September. Otherwise, we're looking more towards the end of October. Could be a family shakeup, maybe a bit of family drama going on then. Watch your stomach and your digestive tract as well during that time period. Because it could be, I'd want to say, more sensitive. So, yeah. It's a good chart. I think you're going to go far. You're a hard-working person. Looks to me like you're a bit of a reformer, no matter what industry you're in.
No, sure.
You hate being bored. Do you dream a lot?
I do. Well, here and there. I'll have very, very lucid dreams every once in a while. Otherwise, it's just to sleep and then up again. So.
Okay. You're 32 right now?
Yep. Which actually kind of sparked us coming here was Amy mentioning some of the dreams that she's been having. So.
What are you having?
They're of him,
Okay.
like, just popping into my dream.
And?
It's not good, ever. It's always, like, a emotional, uncomfortable situation, or I'm saying to, like, stop smoking, or to, like, I'm always, but, like, I don't get heard about it, so I wake up very emotionally distressed.
And there's some obvious tension within our
Okay.
and outside factors that are complicating things. So, I mean, for me, I'm very curious to see what our potential outlook is, being that it's something that's very, very important to me.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
Really? What kind?
I work for a dermatologist.
Do you like it?
I do.
You know, you may be one of these people that has a little bit more of a higher profile. I feel you're going to learn a lot September going into early October. It could be a new subject of learning that captures your interest. Your luck is going to be very good this month. From probably Monday the 10th, going all the way through the 18th, 19th, see what comes your way then. Mentally, you may be a bit overwhelmed. You may have too much on your mind. But it's good for contracts, negotiations, and again, buy a scratch-off ticket. You're going to get a lot of attention as we go into the first 2 weeks of October. You may feel overwhelmed, but people that you meet, things you start up, then could go very well. They could be a little bit more important than you might think. The thing is that you need to watch out for a bit of depression and low energy as we go into the spring of next year. And this would be... oh golly, April going all the way through. Don't hate me. About the end of May, and then again July going through late August. So your head could be in the clouds then. You could be kind of spacing out. You may not be coping with life as well as you should. And you could be a little bit confused at that point in time. So, again, if you have important decisions to make, run it past people with a different birthday. Cut yourself some slack. Realize you're going to be that way. Again, if you fall into a funk or a depression, see a therapist, take some medication. It will pass. It's just a real tired kind of spacey time. It's not bad. It's not bad. You're a very hard-working person. You've got a lot of energy, though. You hate being bored. Looks like you've got a bit of a temper as well. Have you been having a little anxiety over the past couple months, too?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. and it looks like your energy levels maybe haven't been as high as you would like, or what you're used to, and what you're used to is pretty damn high. Watch for those to start to bounce back in September. And again, with that anxiety and whatnot, all you should be good till probably about mid-February, going into about the end of March. Watch your money a little bit too. Right at the end of September, I could see you having a bit of a money crunch or a crisis, and again, you may be dealing with a lot of weirdness then. So travel's good for you for the next week or so. So's going out and having fun, kicking back. And I could see your luck being pretty good from the 20th through about the 30th of this month. So is your family really important to you?
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that. Like, you're really, really focused.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. You do need to watch out for maybe being a little bit moody, a little bit depressed. You can be very romantic. I can see you being fond of travel. But again, kind of high strung. Your luck is better than most people's, though.
Mm.
No, that's not bad. Do you keep a dream journal?
No.
No? You might want to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with the dream, there's a theme that kind of keeps recurring, but in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can put a handle on the recurring theme, it's going to tell you a lot about what's going on in the dream. For a long time, I was having dreams about my aunt's house. My family's been on this side of town since they came over from Ireland in 1880-something or another. It's like 5 or 6 generations of my family have drank at the Why Not One over on Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Dick's Studio Lounge and all this. But I kept having dreams because the house that my great-grandfather built there ended up being my great-aunt lived there. And so I would have dreams about the house, but it was always different. You know, sometimes it was really decrepit and
Mm-hmm.
rain coming through it, or it was different, you know, rooms, all this or that.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a while to figure out what the dream was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But over time I did. It was weird. It was always the same house, but it was different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Made me kind of crazy.
Mm.
So you got to watch out for being a little moody, let's say over the course of this year. Are you looking to change jobs also?
I have been, but now I'm happy again where I'm at.
Okay. What's going on there? Do you feel something's going on at your job that seems a little shady, or?
I've had backstabbers that have never revealed themselves through
Okay.
sending anonymous emails to management, HR,
Oh my goodness.
and that I think traumatized me. This was several months back, but
Okay.
I had really good support from management regarding it.
Okay, good.
So it could have gone really
It could have been
bad.
very
It
bad.
could have been very bad, but
Yeah, I was wondering because it kind of looks to me like over the past couple months you've been dealing with anxiety and deception, and it seems like it's related to your job. So for now you're good, but again, watch out for that during February and March. You gotta wonder about some people, huh?
it's yes.
It's like, don't you have anything else to do?
Apparently not.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
it
what
comes
I've
down to.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. So let's see how compatible you all are. How long have you been seeing each other?
It's a little bit of an awkward time for that in particular, but
Okay.
we've known each
Then-
other.
I'm seeing somebody else
Okay.
now, and it's been about 6 months,
Mhm.
and then he keeps popping up into either my
Mhm.
friend group that I used to have, or
Mhm.
or that I still am somewhat friends with, or
Mhm.
my, just my life again.
Mhm.
And it's like paths keep crossing, and it's just been this, why does this keep happening if like
Okay.
what I'm doing is something else now, but
So why are
I'm
you?
questioning like what the
Okay.
heck is going on at this point.
So you're seeing another guy?
Mhm.
Does he want you to commit to him?
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Do you want to?
That's what I don't know anymore.
Okay, if you don't know, you don't want to. Okay, it's just you don't want to say no. Okay, so bear that in mind. Well, you know, there's a lot of attraction between the two of you. You feel very comfortable with each other. You think a lot alike. I think you have her on a pedestal.
Very true.
And I think that there's a past life connection that's kind of bumping the two of you back together again. The communication looks like it's very good, except he overwhelms you somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, it's heavy duty. The thing is that for this to work out, you would need to give each other space. I.e., you couldn't tell him what to do, you couldn't tell her what to do. So there's a lot of,
Yeah.
there's a lot of electricity here, you know? But it's just like it kind of sparks and then it fizzles and then it sparks and it fizzles. Do you feel like you've got like a psychic link too?
I feel a very close connection to her that I haven't with anybody else.
Okay.
So
You know, so he would be good to you. Could get you angry as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see you guys probably would do well traveling together, partying together, all of that. And I think you basically understand each other. It's just, again, you know, the need for space. But there's extreme chemistry here. Very extreme chemistry. And he's one of these people that could change your life and kind of bring you out of your comfort space. What does the other person you're seeing do?
He's a contractor.
Okay. So the thing is it a soulmate thing? Well, I don't want to say it's the soulmate, but it has some potential on that. So it's almost, the other reason I would want to say is you probably have had a couple past lives together, so there's that pull to come back together and see what you can do with it this time. So it's not bad,
Mm-hmm.
okay, outside of the need for space. What is the other person's name?
Craig.
C-R-A-I-G?
Yep.
yeah, that's what I like to hear. Bad.
When's his birthday?
July 4th, 1985.
Is he nurturing?
Is he what?
Nurturing.
I don't know what that
Cancer
means.
men can be kind of nurturing.
I don't know what that means.
Or like they make you soup and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Like cooks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they can be kind of wet blankets too. You know?
I don't know what that means either.
Just push over.
No.
Oh, no.
Kind of like a bummer, you know? My daughter went out with this cancer dude, and he was okay, except he could never make up his mind for the life of him.
Oh, like that? Yeah, then that's
Yeah, I'd say, look,
yeah.
I'm going to write these names of
Yeah.
the 3 movies you've been talking about for 4 hours on a piece of paper. Pick one, go and see it. Just please stop.
Yeah.
They can't make up their
Yeah.
mind. They can be kind of droopy, or I guess we'd call them buzzkills, you know? Being a contractor, it's a good job for him, but they're also kind of sensitive and whiny. Okay?
Mhm.
So he's a little macho, but it looks to me like he's going to be difficult in September through mid-October, and then again, probably most of next year he's going to be sensitive, and his temper could be bad, and wah. Oh, did I say that? Energy levels aren't bad. He may be, maybe doing traveling or some partying towards the end of this month. So he's not a bad person. He's got a lot of drive. He's close to family too, but he likes to be in control. Despite all that, he's very sensitive. His stomach, his digestive tract are sensitive. He likes to be in control, but at the same time, it looks like his family controls him. And he can have kind of a mean mouth, and I don't mean just sarcastic. So, right now, I think he's taking a long, hard look at friendships and relationships, and he's outgrowing some people. With him, I think he wants to seal the deal with you. I don't know. If it was absolutely right, you jump up and down and go, hooray. Sorry. Let's see how well you and him compare. Well, you feel comfortable with him. He sees you straight up. You'll learn a lot from it. I mean, it looks like you're comfortable with him. It's a good working relationship. Again, you need to give him his space and he can get you really angry. He's got you on a pedestal. I don't know. The thing is I get a sense there's more chemistry going here than with him. So it's kind of like the excitement and the sparkles about him that have got you going. Oh well.
I think it's a good thing.
I think what you should do, you may be feeling, and I think a lot of times when people are in a situation like this, they feel the need to make up their minds so that they're not a bad person seeing two guys at once, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a ring on your finger?
No.
Okay, then you're not a bad person.
That's
Okay?
good to hear, actually, because I don't know how to make a decision.
Then don't, okay? It may be, I get a sense that right now is not the time for you to be making a decision, and in fact, astrologically, you shouldn't. Because no matter which way you go, you're going to go, why didn't I do the other one? At least until Labor Day. So you, I would say
September.
you
Yeah,
need
no.
to decide not to decide. After Labor Day, I think the way's going to be a little bit clearer.
Okay.
But you might even want to put it off until, like, let's say after October 10th. Then your clarity's good, and no matter which way you go, you will not change your mind.
Okay.
Okay? But for now, just kick back, hang out, and wait for that clarity to come your way. You know, you're kind of forcing yourself to do something that's not right, or not the right time. The other time where it's very probable that the light is going to go on and you're going to be able to make up your mind will be mid to late September. That's not a bad time period, okay? But that's what I'd want to say. So just have fun, decide not to decide, and don't feel guilt. I think if you go for the spark and excitement, probably him. Craig is an okay guy, but I don't know. I just get a sense he's maybe a little boring. You know? So we'll look at you first. And I've been in that space where I was kind of like, oh yeah, you're okay, but but it's kind of like Culver's compared to, the steakhouse. So make 3 stabs. Okay, I gotta watch out for some power trips going on here. The thing is with this whole job change, I keep seeing you trying to decide between 2 options. Whether it's they're going to try to keep you where you're at and sweeten the deal, or you could have 2 job offers on the table at once. You're going to go back and forth. Yes, no, yes, no. You're going to make the right choice. It's going to be a hard call. Where you're at right now isn't bad, but I get a sense that you're feeling kind of stuck, like you can't go any further.
That's very true.
And it's kind of like you're not moving forward, you're not moving backwards. It just is. So, you need to watch your back and how you lift things, and I get a sense at your job there's a lot of tension too.
It's very,
A lot of people just neat.
It very much is. So it's the entertainment industry
Oh God, I have one of
and
my
politics. Both of them are.
one of my clients is she's an agent for William Morris, and she's so done. She said it made her sick. They're going to the Grammys and they're stepping over homeless people to get in the theater. She's like, what is this? So I do see you standing up for yourself more than you have been, speaking your mind a little bit more. As long as you don't dig yourself a hole, you're good. There is certainly a lot of love and passion here, but I get a sense that's what's frustrating you is you don't quite know where you're at. Do you have another lady too?
I don't really. I mean, I have good luck with ladies, but I've been very fixated on her for quite some time. So
She's pretty and she's smart. It's a hard combination. And she's not a bimbo.
yeah, that's very true.
So, you may be hearing news of somebody being ill or passing. It looks like it's an older man. I don't see a lot of sadness with it. Don't worry about it so much,
Okay.
okay? maybe somebody that used to be important maybe is not so much now. Excuse me. We do Renaissance Fair on the weekends, so there's
I
a
love
lot
the
to...
Renaissance Fair.
Huh?
I love the
I
Renaissance
like
Fair.
a turkey leg.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay. Well, this will be my 26th year. I'm like, you know, because when you work it, it's a lot
Yeah.
different than when you go there. You work there after like 20 years, I was like, So we have to have a tremendous amount of things like done and organized on Friday nights. So you're going to be standing up for yourself more than you have been, and I'm seeing you dealing with one person you can't make happy no matter what you do. Learn from where that person's coming from.
Mhm.
Okay, try to be more of a perfectionist yourself. Don't let it get you under your skin. I'm also seeing you having like maybe a business or a product idea of your own that could make you some money.
That'd be nice.
And you're going to see there's a big old world out there. So this romance, I can see that he loses sleep thinking about you. Right. Again, I'm also seeing you really taking a long, hard look at what you're doing for work and making some new goals. Do you have any legal matters right now?
I do. A couple things.
Okay. You gotta watch one of them. One of them, it looks to me like, I don't know what the legal matter is, but it looks a little shaky or a little shady.
Yeah. I got getting railroaded by some ambulance chasing lawyers for a minor fender bender.
Okay. Your fault or the other person's?
It's technically my fault.
Okay. Yeah. Take your time with that, okay? You do need to watch out for people that have alcohol or drug problems. Don't let their problems be your problems. You're going to have, of course, some temptation thrown at you. And you may be dealing with one person who, they could have, like, again, they could have an addiction problem or they could just be plain old crazy. Don't let this person bring you down. Don't let their problems be your problems. Again, I see some romance, which looks pretty valuable. I'm also seeing you doing a little bit more driving around than you have been. Take good care of your car, especially in September. Don't let any minor things slide, or they could be majors. Are you looking at getting a different vehicle?
I would. I mean, I drive a BMW, which is constantly a hassle to me.
Yeah.
But with other money issues, I'm kind of saddled into it for a while.
Okay. From your family, there's a lot of happiness.
That's good. It's the most important.
Your work just looks like it's like same day,
Mm.
same stuff. Don't let these legal matters spread you a little bit too thin, because I could see that. The other thing is, I think you're kind of just waiting on this whole relationship thing, and that's bugging the hell out of you, too.
Very much so.
So you getting out of town for a couple of days, I think it's going to help you get your perspective back. You need that. There may be one job offer that comes from a distance, see if it's worth it. Your intuition and your creativity at your job are great, but just don't buy into the guilt trips, okay? You have this whole new lease on life coming in, especially as we go winter into spring, which looks marvelous. A lot of rebirth energy, a lot of renewal energy. So you've got this sense of, I'd want to say maybe freedom or liberation coming in. Do you find the Alderman job kind of a drag, too?
You know, I enjoy politics very much. It comes with its frustrations,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously dealing with multitudes of personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about running for mayor
Mhm.
in April of next year, but I would actually have to do that or make a
Mm.
decision to start October or
And that would be a good
November.
time for it, and you'd probably get a lot of attention and publicity. So you could do that if you wanted, you know? Whether you win or lose, you'll learn a lot from it. Maybe that's why I see people maybe being on the attack with you,
Yeah,
needing to watch out for negative people, all of that. That would make a lot of sense.
could like very well.
And, you know, a lot of times people don't win on the first go-around with it, you know, it could take a time or two, but do you want to be the mayor of Cudahy?
That's another thing too, is that I don't know if I necessarily, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if that's. I have a passion for politics, and my goal is ultimately to be in Congress and the Senate, and you know, have a real drive.
Maybe you'd rather go into the legislature.
Well, I ran last year and lost by a couple hundred votes.
That's not bad. But, look at the long-term thing, because you can do one, you can do the legislature, and if you win again, you might win.
Well, mayor pays twice as much, so that's the
Well,
other.
then I think I'd rather be the mayor.
Yeah,
When does the election happen?
April of 2016.
Okay, actually, I'm going to give you about a 65% chance of winning that. I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but
Yeah.
your luck is very good then, okay? You got very good luck going on March through early April, so I'd say if you want to, go for it,
Okay.
okay? But just watch the backstabbers,
Yeah.
okay? The evil juju people that are going to try to dig up every evil thing you ever posted on the internet.
That's
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's comes with the territory.
Okay, that may be the new job thing where I'm seeing you
Uh.
kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, which is, depending on the new job, I'm looking
Mhm.
to stay in the political realm, but to do more of
Mm-hmm.
something more fulfilling than what I have right now.
Okay. Network. Okay.
That's what, ultimately is what I would think one of my best talents is, so.
Mhm. Volunteer, social service organizations, all that jazz.
Yeah. So.
You have to be a goody two shoes.
Well,
I know it goes against your nature.
well,
but...
and I think that's why we get along, is because I'm able to put on a good front, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
still have my,
Bad People's Club membership. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you own a house in Cudahy?
I do, yes.
Oh, very good. So, I mean, it's not bad. And I'd want to say if you decide to get into politics, there's a lot to learn. An awful lot. So, are you a liberal or a conservative?
I really don't,
You're not picking a side?
I'm not picking a side. I ran as a Republican, but I also passed many laws and ordinances that are very, very liberal.
That's good.
So it's...
So you're kind of like a Bernie Sanders then?
He's a little bit too on the
Liberal,
other... I grew up idolizing John F. Kennedy, who was a Democrat. My whole
Yeah.
family's been Democrat their entire lives, but would generally be considered a more conservative today. He wouldn't even... He'd be
Yeah.
a Republican, then he would...
But, the old Republicans in the 50s and early 60s were more like Democrats.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted to run as a rebel Republican and try to bring back that more blue collar, more,
Yeah. I think people are tired of the old men running the show.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
They really are. It's like they're
Mhm.
not in touch with stuff. Well, see what happens. The East Coast would be good for you. Actually, Cuba, Puerto Rico would be excellent places if you ever decided to relocate. Mexico would too, especially lower Mexico, a little bit closer to Panama. You could stay in Milwaukee if you want to. I don't know if you will. So, switch chairs. Let's see what's going on with your lady.
Can I actually use the restroom?
Sure. Well, I don't want you to be, uncomfortable in there. So I'll show you where it is.
Fast.
Yes, it's a little bit. Alrighty. So does Craig know that you're seeing anyone?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm keeping everything as drama-free as possible
That's a good idea.
for me because
Mhm.
I don't want to have to get into a fight or
Explain yourself.
I don't
Good.
I like to just
You-
do what I want to do and then when I go home
Mm-hmm.
sleep.
Yeah, really, seriously. It's a good idea. Yeah, you're a Virgo, he's a Cancer. I don't know if that's your best love match. I mean, I can see why there's an attraction there. Okay, make 3 stacks. Well, you have some extra money coming into the picture. Could be kind of unexpected. This is good. Is your grandma still around?
No.
Okay. Do you kind of still feel like she is?
Mhm.
So I was seeing this over here, and it was getting a distinct grandma message from it. So she's passed on. I think she's still kind of looking out for you.
Mhm.
Maybe showing up in your dreams and that sort of
Mhm.
stuff. So it's a lot easier for them to pop up in the dreams than to pop up next to you on your couch.
Yes.
So pay attention. She seems like she was a nice person,
Yeah.
you know.
She was great.
So were you the favorite?
I don't know.
You could be. They usually have one grandkid that's the favorite. So I'm seeing you really kind of being empowered, taking control of your life back. This fall looks very dynamic. You may feel like there's a whole new you coming out. Yay. Watch your money a little bit, because your money looks like it's going to be spread kind of thin. So it's your time. Pull in and do what's important. Your job looks like it's going to make you happier. Was there like a male doctor that went to bat for you there?
Yes.
Yeah. He's, you know, he thinks he's a little cooler than he really is, but I think, look at me. But I think he's a, you know, kind of genuinely concerned too. So. Not only that, but he may secretly have a crush on you, but he can never own up to it. Sorry.
Yep.
Do they do like the laser stuff and
Yeah.
all that?
Yep.
Fascinating.
Mhm.
So he's a person from the past, correct?
Mhm.
Who's come back into the scene?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm seeing a past person who's had this really dynamic, like, whoa, effect on you. I also see a part of your celebration that looks pretty important. Yay.
Mhm.
You know, you certainly have the romance here. But again, I see that issue of commitment coming up. Just because someone asks you doesn't mean you have to say yes, okay?
Mhm.
Take your time. It also looks like there's going to be a big family gathering coming up. Could be a wedding or maybe just a family reunion. That looks like it's important. I'm seeing you getting into that power of positive thinking. Be a little careful what you wish when you could get it. Make it all good. There's some good news coming concerning your job. And it looks like you're going to hear news about somebody expecting a baby. As long as it's not you, hooray.
Right.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Be kind of careful about that during like December and January, okay? And then next summer you've got a little bit more of a pregnant potential. Then if you're careful it won't happen.
Okay.
Do you have a blonde-haired friend who's really close to you too?
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems like she's nice, but a little bit of a flake sometimes.
Yes.
So you're going to be doing some looking deep within your heart of hearts about where you're going, where your true values are, all of that. You know, the love thing certainly seems good. Do you have a sister also?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a sister and then a brother, or
Just a
like a
sister.
step something or another?
Just a sister.
Okay. She seems like she can be kind of bitchy sometimes.
We're very different from each other, so we don't always get along.
Yeah. I'm seeing you being kind of frustrated with her. You may have a small crisis with her. It's not bad, but it's there. Because she's got this edge. She can just really know how to get to a person. Your family's going to give you a lot of respect. I see your family looking up to you, asking you for your opinion. You also may be getting out of town for like maybe a day or maybe a long weekend. And again, it seems like it's going to be in connection with your family. You're going to be a little on the outs with the family member. You're going to mend the fence. So, I'd want to say with your friends, you're getting a lot of attention over the next year. It's looking good. One of your friends is going to be a little critical of you, though. You know, and right now I'd want to say choosing between the two guys, you're kind of stuck and you need to just wait on that. Do you feel like he's like the devil or something sometimes?
Sometimes.
Like Mr. Temptation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm seeing that. So, for you, again, you're going to see that there's a big old world out there. Your horizons are going to expand nicely. You may have some creativity that comes up in connection with your job that could be very good. Okay. With your friends, there's a lot of happiness. What color eyes do you have?
Blue.
Okay. What color eyes does Craig have?
Brown.
Ah, okay. Because I'm seeing a lot of happiness coming from a guy with brown hair and blue eyes. Sorry. And it looks like it maybe is just a friendship that turns into something else. Does Craig fight with you?
Not really.
Okay. Maybe it looks like he's okay, but I don't know. I still kind of get that wimpy energy going on. Yeah. There may be one person who's just like maybe in the social scene. I want to give him like maybe brownish green eyes, kind of curly hair. He's very charming, but he lies. It's a lot of fun, but he doesn't always tell the truth. You watch that one, okay? He's not your true friend. Also seeing you taking a long distance trip. That looks good. It could be a little last minute, but there it is. What kind of questions do you have? Oh, you also have a raise coming.
Ooh.
And you gotta watch your hormones a little bit.
I kind of want to know, like, that where I'm at now, because I'm happy, is if I'm in, like, the right place career-wise, because I sometimes second guess myself with, should I go back to school, should I not, should I stay where I'm at, because there are a lot of good things about it, and I'm protected there. Everybody that I work with truly loves me, and they will stand up for me.
Okay. So there's nothing wrong with it?
With the job, I wonder if there's something that's more money out there, or like more, like,
You know
beneficial.
what? You're in a good place. You don't hate everyone. You don't feel like you're walking into the 7th level of hell every day. Why don't you just keep it for a while and
Enjoy it.
enjoy it? Chillax. All
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
You could be making more money, but it could be a hellish situation. So I think you should
Yeah.
just be good with it for now.
Okay.
Okay? I would. You know, you might find yourself a little bit frustrated next summer, but for now it's good. It looks interesting.
I've also had a lot of girlfriends just turn their backs on me, and I haven't done anything to specifically make that happen, and I just wonder where that's coming from, or if there's a jealousy factor, or if there's an insecurity factor on their part, because I've been consistent versus it's been.
Well, this is a year where you're going to learn who your true friends are and who your true friends aren't. There could be some harsh lessons, and sometimes when people backstab us, turn against us, whatever, I think it and with little explanation, I think it very often says more about them than it does about us. To a certain extent, you're outgrowing people this year. Let it go. Okay? It's kind of like you're like, really? You're still back in high school? Let them go.
Okay.
Okay? You're just, you're kind of growing above and beyond, and they're kind of staying stuff. So let it go. And sometimes, you just go through that, and I guess it's the universe's way of saying it's time for you to change, and sometimes it just reflects that your own energy and your own values have changed. So, okay, Sarah, do you have any other questions?
As far as where I'm at currently, I'm deciding between staying where I live, which I live with my parents, and buying a condo.
Okay.
And I go back and forth because I feel like I'm at the age where I should have my own place, but at the same time, I have a really good setup where I'm at right now.
You know what? I think, again, you're trying to move it too quickly. Are you really sure you want to buy a condo?
No.
I would take your time, really research them. They're easy to buy, they're hard to sell. Okay? And you have the condo association, which can be horrible.
And that can change.
Yeah.
Too.
So I would look and look again. You may be better off with just a single house or a duplex than a condo. There's pros and cons. I don't think you're quite ready yet either. I feel in spring you will be, but for now in some respects you are. Why don't you just rent an apartment and see how it is? You know, instead of going, oh, I have to buy a place. You don't have to buy a place right away. There's pros and cons to having a place.
Yeah.
You might want to just rent an apartment, try out different areas, and then that way you're going to be sure once you do buy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could see you buying, but maybe 2-3 years down the road. So.
Okay.
But moving out, that looks like it definitely could be good, and it looks like it's something that may happen like late October, November. Otherwise, I'd want to say in spring, but both of those times are good for it. So. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I suppose the big question is, which bachelor will she end up with?
Right.
Well, look real quick. I've got to go get my husband, and I have to text him.
Reality show.
Pardon?
Reality show of my life.
Wow. I know which one I'm pulling for.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Everybody knows the story of how they got conceived. Okay. Sorry.
It's annoying that you would even like stick around too.
I mean,
Yes,
it's
you
incredibly
agree.
frustrating on my end,
Well, yeah.
but something's driving.
But when I
Yeah.
met you, you had a girlfriend too
Mhm.
for 9 months.
Hey, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, no. Awkward.
Well.
That is right.
I was going through in the middle of my state legislator campaign, and once we met and started having our relationship, that was a very superficial one, just for
Okay. Appearances.
mhm.
Look, I'm not gay.
It's not even that, but she was on.
Yes, it kind of is.
Well, I mean, she was on all my marketing materials. We were like a nice, happy family.
Yeah.
And she's also a very nice person, so I didn't know how to break someone's heart. 'Cause I never fell for someone while I was in another relationship and had the feelings that I had for this
You
one.
didn't want to be a cat.
Yeah.
Okay, you cut once, you cut once. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, no, don't do that. Yes. No.
Why?
He's afraid of the answer. Huh? So who doesn't like him?
Who doesn't like him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my friends love him. They don't
Okay.
hang out with me anymore. They hang out with him.
Oh
So
dear.
there's a big separation of social groups.
Yeah.
I'm in a whole different social
World?
group now. Yeah,
Okay.
a whole different world.
Well,
Who doesn't like him? Craig.
does it, well, you said he doesn't know.
Well, he doesn't know current events, but he knows of the past.
Oh, I see. You know, it looks like it's like there's happiness here. It's just you may be feeling kind of weird about being a little deceptive,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's going to take its time. So it may not move as fast as he wants it to, but it looks like it's moving on your schedule. So I still see that you're going to vacillate. Then yes, no, take your time. Craig's not bad, but I don't know. I keep going back, and I don't know if he's whiny or if he's pushy or what it is. You know, just something.
Something.
Just something. So this could spread you a little bit thin. Don't pressure her or she'll walk away. It has to be her own decision. A lot of times you push them and you're going to push them too far. So just be there. No, it doesn't look bad. Like I said, you need to take your time. I feel like October you're going to know. You're probably going to go for the devil.
That's not the devil.
Pardon?
Yeah, that is the devil.
Well,
Well, it's temptation. Is he a little bit of a bad boy?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably where you're going to be at. Doesn't look bad. Just take your time. And like I said, don't push her. So it goes. Do you have any other questions? Okay, if some guy named Craig comes in here, I won't tell him I know him, okay? I've had that happen.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went, wait a minute, is the other person's name? And they go, how'd you know? I said, it just flashed in my
Oh my
brain.
gosh.
Actually, it did. It's happened. Like, very rarely, but
Oh.
it's happened,
Yeah,
so.
well,
Okay, very good.
thank you.
All right.